All right, so I thought I would do some video updates of the project that I'm working on. I call it ContentHQ, as you can see there on screen. And the purpose of this is basically I want to help other people kind of see a lot more behind the scenes of what it takes to build a no-code SaaS product, specifically with Bubble. I find it kind of tricky to go and find people who are doing this kind of thing. I like to go and learn from other people. A lot of times, all of the information out there is all very tutorial based, which often is, of course, helpful, but not exactly what I'm looking for in terms of like, hey, you started, here's your idea, here's your concept, here's your iterations, and then going through and all the way to the building of the product and all the way into the marketing and the sales and things down the line. So what we're going to start off with here is just basically an overview of the concept of what I'm building. It is obviously very complex. I had to like diagram this all out, and then I have another diagram later. But the purpose is that essentially you want to repurpose some content. So you have various different inputs on your content, and then you also have kind of the manipulation system in the middle, and then you have an output system. So it kind of breaks down into these four different major areas. Traditionally, I guess, there's these things called digital asset managers. So they are a larger enterprise focused system, usually like franchises and things like that, where you need to keep your brand very consistent and you're using different file formats and things. Obviously works for big industries, but if you are a solo person, honestly, most of the time I can't even find pricing on their site. It's all book a demo, very high level enterprise style customers. Then from there, you also have these things called personal knowledge databases. So this is like things like Notion or Obsidian are pretty popular ones. Basically, you have a whole dump of spots where you have all these like notes from content. So it's like, oh, I saved this website I really like, or here's a blog post I like, or a book I read and some notes on it, like that kind of thing. So it works really well for personal information, but there's no real like output for it, right? There's no way you can leverage that content easily to turn that into social media posts down the line, which is always what I want to do. If I'm hearing something insightful on a post, I like to be able to share it with other people. Then from there you have the actual like listening to of the videos or podcasts. Obviously popular places, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts is just shutting down and they're moving over to something or their own YouTube music, which is kind of chaotic right now. So if you are wanting to do and listen to a better podcast option or media player option, like this is going to be a really handy tool. Again, integrates with all the systems in the sense that you can actually take, while you're listening to the podcast, take bookmark timestamps that I call pins, and you can repurpose those into content later or share them with other people. And of course, it keeps it all in your own knowledge database. I haven't found any podcast players that do this well yet, and especially with all of the other stuff on the back end. Then the last part, of course, is something that I call Canva Lite or AI writing. So obviously Canva, the big player, AI writing, Jasper has been around forever, but there's obviously millions is stretching it, but there's tons of AI writing tools out there. They all work really well. It's integrated into everything, but if you take, for example, something like Hootsuite, they have AI built in and you can AI generate posts, but it doesn't fully like integrate in the sense of, hey, we're gonna use structures, content structures and formatting to prompt and frameworks to prompt the AI into generating content that's actually useful. So for example, I'm a big follower of Marcus Sheridan. He has the Big Five blog posts. I've incorporated that format into the prompting so that you're talking about things that people are interested in. The problem, AI doesn't always know your perspective on things, so you do have to put a little bit more work in making sure the content is custom to you, but I believe that in the end it actually results in a better process. And then of course, compared to some other AI posting tools out there, you do have kind of more customization options with the graphics and things like that. So if we were to jam all these circles together in a big Venn diagram where you couldn't even read anything, ContentHQ would be all the way in the middle there. So here's another diagram kind of explaining how it works, or my thought process of what I'm building, what's behind it. The premise of it, you have here. that you can kind of take and analyze. Podcasts specifically, you can listen to and or watch the videos and create pins from this content. Hypothetically, go save it to your third-party app if you want to keep using that. But then you can take those pins and add them to your content generation. But also, as you're doing your onboarding, of course, you want everything to be, brand standard, brand consistent. So you're going to be able to add in your own target market, messaging, branding info, things like that. You're also going to be able to catalog all of your stock images, add tags to all of them, make them easily searchable. So if you're like a home builder or real estate, things where there's a lot of like turnover in product, but it's a lot of visual stuff, being able to tag these by different addresses, or here's all our photos of kitchens, or even more specifically, here's all our photos of white kitchen cabinets when people are looking for it, and it's paired with this flooring and that kind of thing when people want examples. So that's really handy there. So that's with the stock images. And then AI image generation, of course, we're going to build that in as well. So based on this content company details, we're going to build you out some content pillars. So this is the areas that you're going to want to focus on with your content. So hypothetically, customer service, retention, traffic acquisition, right? And then we're going to build out the specific content prompts. So those types of things are maybe more specific, like 5 onboarding emails you should send for customer service, or measuring churn to help retain traffic, right? Traffic acquisition, leveraging YouTube built-in public videos to get more traffic, exactly like this one, right? And then from there, you're going to be able to generate that content. So right now we're just starting just with carousels, but we're going to be building in blogs, newsletters, video scripts, the whole gamut of things. And of course, you don't want that as like a standalone thing. Maybe you want a different type of blog. You want like a listicle, or you want a how-to article, or you want to just talk about the latest news article that you found over here and collected from your RSS feed, and you just want to take your hot take on this news article, right? It's all going to be there, customizable for you as you're generating, but still with the click of a button. And then you're going to be able to also, any kind of long form videos you do. So if you are a podcaster, you'll be able to upload those, repurpose into clips, fully editable, unlike some of the other systems out there that kind of cap where you edit. That was honestly super frustrating for me. And then from there, you're going to be able to schedule it and send it out to the world, whether that's going to be posting on various platforms or sending out via email. And you're also going to be able to do some analytics there too. So that was a whole lot of information, a whole lot of, seems really, really complicated. Right now, I have built the very much MVP stage of it, where you can do simple blogs, generate from AI type of a thing. I think it's super useful if it was literally just only that. There's some softwares out there that are just only that. But the kind of roadmap of everything on where we're going is all here. So please let me know if you have any questions. If you have any ideas, feature suggestions, I would of course love to hear those as well. Leave a comment below.